Hello, I am Centimus Prime, and here I will be reviewing the Hot Wheels Action Loopstar. Now, first and foremost, we will be moving the camera down so we can be taking a look at the included car. And I will mention that while I was looking up videos for information regarding this Hot Wheels kits, I did find out that this particular set comes with different cars. And what I mean by that is you can find this box sets, but instead of this car you might get a different car. So I've seen this exact sets that's come packaged with different cars. So that is quite interesting to know. So I didn't know that before, but that's honestly kind of interesting. So the car I ended up getting from this set is a police-themed Scupa de Fuego. Scupa de Fuego is, I believe this is the name of the car. And she is a 2009 Mattel. I see what they did there. Here's a Hot Wheels logo, and you get some nice details under here. That's nice, and as well as some other random things. Very nice. Wheels are obviously very nice and sparkly. It does have some police-themed details on it. It's nice. I do like this car. Looks pretty cool. Honestly, kind of reminds me of the Catboy's cat car from PJ Masks. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting from this sort of vehicle. Well, it looks pretty cool. And as you would expect, like any Hot Wheels car should, it rolls really nicely on its thin metal axles and smooth wheels. So yes, that rolls nicely as to be expected. Now we can take a look at the set itself, and I will say it's definitely a loop. It's definitely a loop. So it comes disassembled. Assembling it is easy enough. It's really just 5 pieces. And there's really not much to talk about when it comes to the building process. But I will note that this red part up here that connects these two pieces of track together, I've seen some people orient this Hot Wheels logo this way, and I've seen other people do it point it the other way. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It perfectly fits either way. It's a cosmetic thing mostly. So I do want to mention that. Now basically you do get this giant. You do get this average size loop that leads to a small jump, and there's also this car launching part. This car launching thing, and of course I will show you how this works. And of course this is a review. So how it works is you take your included car, or or I guess whatever cars you may have lying around that aren't included in the sets. And you just roll it back here, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna basically slam on this like blue pedal thing, like so. Now, I will mention it is critical that you like slam this down with at least a decent amount of force. Like, let me put this one in. Like, it worked. See what I mean? You require a good amount of force, and that's not too bad. Very to be expected. And that's actually pretty much it for the sets. And it's honestly kind of disappointing. So I had this sets basically lying around, and I've recently dug it up, and I recently rediscovered this set, so I can unbox and review it and all that. So I can do a Hot Wheels video, because I do want to eventually branch out and do a variety of different types of videos and reviewing a variety of different things, and that includes Hot Wheels, because I think Hot Wheels is a cool line. It's a cool line of toys. It's simple, but it has some nice merit to it. But this set right here. So I've been looking at other people's reviews for this set, mainly because I am not really used to reviewing something like this. So I'm not sure. So I went over to some other people's videos to see how they review this sort of thing. And see how what they think of this particular set. A lot of people think this set is sort of mid at best. And I can see why. I will say it is a very boring. It is very boring. I mean, there's this nice loop, and that's really nice. It's a nice loop, but even with the quick search that I've done for this, I've seen countless loops and turns and loops and stuff that are all more fun, and that looks more fun and interesting than what this has to offer. This one overall, this loop is very bland in comparison to the rest of the stuff to most of the rest of the stuff that they've made. It's honestly quite odd. It's a weird little thing. Something that I don't like about this is the fact that there's very little room for track building, because aside from attaching the tracks to the loop, you only have this connection to work with. And this is obviously the launcher. You just slide into here. Not really much room for customizability, or like having a continuous track using this sort of track. It's honestly really not too interesting. And then there's this silver base, and there's a silver base track piece, which I actually saw a YouTuber that goes by the name it was Race Grooves. Yes, there was a YouTuber that went by the name Race Grooves that reviewed this set and suggested something for this track piece I honestly would have preferred. So what he was thinking was, instead of this part just ending on like this small jump thing that the car would jump out of, he was thinking like, instead of having that, it would be like sort of like on this end, where it would be like, where this part would be like flat and have like either one of these connections, and then you would attach like a small jump like this onto it, much like some of the other sets of this wave kind of has. And I honestly would have much preferred that, to be honest. Like, I see where he's getting at when it comes to like this base part. This base part is limited mainly due to this. I felt like if this was more modular, like this end, it wouldn't have been like as hard to work with when it comes to like that. Because something I've noticed, even with me like not being terribly big on Hot Wheels, I do like it, but I haven't been like too big on it. There was something I've always noticed them doing. First of all, there's two things I've always known Hot Wheels for doing. One, having very nice little die-cast cars with smooth rolling wheels. That's the first like priority that they seem to have. The second thing I know them for is having these like large crazy tracks that you can like combine together and make like this crazy obstacle course using like each one of these like track sets. And with this, you can't really do that. And it's honestly disappointing overall. Do I recommend this? So this goes for like, last I've checked, this goes for like $8 or $9 maybe. I don't think this would be recommended for that much. It's honestly not worth it. I'm sure there's other loops and like tracks that would be much more fun to play around with rather than this one. As far as me reviewing more Hot Wheels goes, So Hot Wheels, I don't think I'll be reviewing Hot Wheels that often, but occasionally if I find some some crazy looking set that might interest me, I might get it and review it. And I'll see what I think about and I'll see what I can think about it. And do my reviews on it. But until then, I guess that'll be it for this review. If you enjoyed this review, consider to like and subscribe, and maybe even comment if you want. And of course, I will be posting again sooner or later.